Hello.
Hi.
I think a lot of people are wondering where things are going when, the season ends with you in a cube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious if you can tell us just a little bit, a hint maybe, of where things are going. It seems like maybe it's almost a different career path, but the same goal.
Well, season 3 begins with, shocker, me in a cube, which I'm very quickly let out of.
Right.
If you'll remember, at the end of season 2, Alec has decided to go back in time himself and robs me of the chance to get home to see my family. Obviously, that needs to be rectified. Pretty much the first order of business at the beginning of season 3. I can tell you that for a period of time there are 2 Kiras and there are 2 Alecs. Which is exciting and time-consuming at the same time. I can also tell you that there are going to be some interesting new friendships and some interesting new alliances this year.
Right.
Kira and Garza, believe it or not, will unravel a bit or sort of become friends friendlier, I should say, in little pieces that are peppered throughout the season. Carlos and Alec find themselves becoming chummy, and then there's also a dead body in the trunk of a car that Kira has to show Carlos, and it will change their relationship forever.
Well, I think it's interesting that there's going to be the realities that you're facing off against, and it's Alec versus Alec in a way. I think that's an interesting kind of thing where you've almost got the 2 versions of the same person that drastically different realities.
Right. One is going to bring about the future that is the 2077 I left, and one is going to bring about the future that's the better version of the 2077 that I left. And it literally, Catherine, who's the head of the freelancers, tells me in the beginning of the season when I first meet her that I'm going to have to choose which one. Now, if it comes down to me with a gun to Alec's head and I have to kill one of them, I don't know how I will do that. That would be the hardest scene I can imagine shooting, aside from when I said goodbye to my son in episode 5 of season 2.
Right.
I don't know if that happens. I haven't read the last 2 episodes yet, but there are 2 Alex, and one of them's going to have to go.
And it's interesting because I think for her, she's almost stronger and weaker as this goes on. Is that true?
No, it's absolutely. It's very accurate. She's become very much. She's adapted to the present day. When she came in from 2077, she was sort of almost robot-like. It was, I've always contended that humans are much less human in 2077 than they are in the present day. But yes, there's this. She's exhausted. There's definitely a weakness there. She doesn't have any friends. I mean, both Alex are not pleased with her at one point. Carlos is not pleased with her at one point, and then everybody else that she knows is in the future or someone that she's fighting against. The freelancers are kind of her only friends, and she's not even really sure that she can trust them. She just kind of has to do what they want her to do, what they force her to do. So being alone is lonely and tiring and vulnerable, definitely.
And it seems like the closer she gets to actually getting back, the further she gets from getting back.
Yeah,
almost.
you think she's going home, and then Alec jumps in the time machine and goes back to save Emily. Of course, me getting home would actually probably be the end of the show, which I certainly don't want.
Yeah.
So Kira might want to go home, but Rachel really doesn't want Kira to go home.
No, we want to see this for a while.
We want to see this for a long time. I'm marrying a Vancouverite. I live in Vancouver full time. I want to work in Vancouver full time. Continuum, season 10.
Well, and that's what I love too, because we don't have a lot of shows, I mean, really right now that are all, set in Vancouver or showing it. So I love the fact that you've got Vancouver shown in such a wonderful light, I guess.
Me too, and people love it. People love the fact that they get so excited that we're saying, we are shooting in Vancouver. Our show is set in Vancouver. We're not pretending it's Seattle. We're not pretending it's New York. We're saying that it's Vancouver because it is Vancouver. And Vancouver's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It really is. And yes, it rains. There's excessive rain, but this past year has been gorgeous. It didn't rain at all in the month of July. And the winter has been really nice. And when it's nice out, Vancouver's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So I'm happy that people get to see it and know that it is Vancouver.
Nice.
And so people that haven't been there say, oh, we should go there. This place looks great.
What would you say would be the most challenging thing that comes about for you as an actress in this season? Like, maybe you can't tell us what it was, but was there something in particular that was more challenging this season?
Anytime, dealing with the fact that there are 2 versions of Alex Sadler, that's always complicated.
Right.
you know, dealing with the fact that she is alone and she is lonely. That's, you know, that's another, you know, huge factor. There hasn't been anything as sort of as gut wrenching as say saying goodbye to my son or something like that. We haven't had any of that this season, but it's always difficult to, you know, to play someone from a different time who doesn't know this time as well, and to be someone who doesn't know that character's time at all.
Right.
And the idea that Kira has decided she's not actively trying to get home in season 3. In season 1, it was very much about getting home. In season 2, it was about getting home, but taking responsibility, acknowledging that every move you make in the present day, whether it's me, it's Kira, it's Alec, it's Liberate, is going to affect change in the future. And then season 3, I call it for the greater good, because Kira has been trying to protect the 2077 she left, just to get back to her son and her husband. But she's come to realize that the 2077 she left was not a great place.
Right.
It was not a great time. So to try to maintain that bad time just for 2 people, rather than try to improve that time for the good of humanity, that'd be a pretty selfish move. So that's the hardest part about season 3, is that Kira's not trying to get home. She's really decided that there's a reason for her to be here, and it's to make the future better for everyone. And if that costs her husband and her son, so be it.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to the rest of the season.
So am I. After seeing the premiere yesterday, I forgot what happened in all the other episodes we shot, so I'm looking forward to it too.
Awesome. Have a good one.